Buick Reattas look like they should be fast, but they aren't. That's a direct quote from one of the rare and esteemed Lemons racers campaigning a Buick Reatta in the series.
Yeah, and that Lemons racer, Team Captain James from Tonk and the Interference Fits, treats that idea like a challenge. Since starting Lemons Racing in 2020, James and his team have steadily improved the performance of their '89 Reatta to the point where now, in its most recent race, its fastest lap was only 4 seconds slower than an AMC Gremlin, and only 2 seconds off the pace of a '78 Fairmont.
Yeah, by Buick Reatta standards, that's basically setting a land speed record. But let's back up a second. The Buick Reatta is, of course, an exclusive 4 model year only 2-seat luxury coupe. It's the preferred choice of famous rappers. Well, semi-famous rappers.
Rockin' in the club, catch me on an elephant. Young Krishan grimy, but I feel so elegant.
Now, the Reatta is based on a shortened GM E-body platform, and it came with the version of the classic Buick 3800 V6.
Yeah, we've talked a lot about the 3800 V6 on this channel. For Lemons, it has a lot of things going for it. Simple, reliable, plentiful, and you can get whole motors on pick and pull half price day for like $14.99.
And its signature tone. Well, that might be a drawback if you're trying to poach some Lexus sales, for example, but for Lemons, doesn't matter a bit.
Well, Lemons actually wasn't the original plan for this car. It was just an impulse, hey, that car's weird, that car's cheap, it's on Craigslist, I'm buying it. But Lemons provided the excuse that it often does for teams to build the race project they've secretly always wanted to build.
Right, so when your starting point is a somewhat overweight, front-wheel drive, quote-unquote, sports coupe, your first step is pretty clear.
Make the totally sweet CRT touchscreen work?
No, but they did that anyway.
Oh, well, improve the braking and handling?
I think you said double the horsepower, because that's what they did. Fortunately, one of the most famous versions of the Buick 3800 is the L67 factory supercharged version. The team found one of these offered for sale by a sketchy online seller and, like good Lemons people, immediately struck a deal.
Yeah, this motor was a Series 3 3800 from a Pontiac Grand Prix GTP.
Don't forget the GTP.
That should make around 260 horsepower, which isn't quite double the stock 160, but it's obviously a huge improvement.
Now, all Reattas came with a 4-speed automatic transmission, but when you're in the thick of an endurance race with a Gremlin and a Fairmont, you need the performance of a manual transmission. A manual that'll work with this front drive 3800 combo is fairly few and far between, so when the team found a rare G6 with a manual, they bought the whole car and ripped out the one thing they needed.
Well, they didn't completely ignore the suspension and brakes. Up front, you've got no-name lowering springs, custom welded subframe for the optimum A-arm angle. The brakes are Oldsmobile Aurora rotors with Camaro Z28 calipers. In the back, the car has a composite transverse leaf spring, you know, like a Corvette. Finishing everything off is a brake proportioning valve from where else? eBay Motors.
Man, I like the wheels. What are those from?
The double jiggle, see?
The end result of all of this is definitely fast in a straight line. It passes cars it has no business passing, according to the team.
The suspension admittedly still needs some tweaking. They're still trying to figure out the physics of a rear leaf spring, and although they've successfully clamped it differently and gotten a stiffer spring rate, team admits there's still some squirrely rear end action.
Hey, but once they get that sorted, those Gremlins and Fairmonts don't stand a chance.
Every second you don't subscribe or watch one of these videos, another Vega is sent to the crusher. Won't you help us save Classic?